Hi guys, today is May 11th, 2020. A quick update on the channel. In order to further improve the content of the channel, I decided to move from daily updates on a market, and I decided to move it to twice a week on Monday and Thursday, and that will give me more time on research and more time to provide you better picks. And in addition to that, I'd like to do more videos, in-depth research videos that would benefit a lot of people, maybe once a week or so. So that would start from today. So next time I will see you on Thursday, and I will still post my updates on Patreon every day, so you can see my trades and my portfolio on that platform, and you can see the link of that in the description of this video. So let's jump to stock market, and market is trading lower because of the jitters of opening the economy. And in general, if we jump to SPY is trading very high in my opinion, and there is a lot of disconnect, and people were asking me all the time why there's disconnect between the economy and stock market. And it's because, in my opinion, it's because of the Fed, and Fed is putting a lot of liquidity into the markets, and that creates a lot of excitement because people doesn't want to keep money in bonds because they pay a very low yield, and investors are jumping into stocks with very high yields, especially with very high yields. So market is going higher, and on top of that, people are very excited about the reopen. They think that the economy is going to jumpstart just like that, and I am not in that camp, and I think it's going to be a lot of struggles. But in general, people are excited, and the market is going higher. But I'm watching this resistance level on SPY, and I thought that if it breaks that resistance level, about 195 level, it could go even higher. But today it's trading lower, and it's not. I don't know if it's a sign that the stock market will go lower, because I need a confirmation of that. But the S&P trading this high worries me somewhat. Okay, so let's jump to corporate. BMY. Okay, BMY didn't have any particular news, but during my research, I actually find out that BMY is trading very low. It's actually trading at 3 times sales 2021, and they had a lot of big wins lately. And FDA approved its multiple sclerosis drug, Zeposia. There are 2 more approvals for its blood disorder therapy, Ribblazil. And BMY actually, people forget that they own a Celgene. They recently acquired Celgene, which is a biotech that were developing cell cancer therapies. And Juno Therapeutics is also a cell cancer therapy company. So BMY owns both those franchises, and they're about to break into a high growth cell therapy space, to treat cancer with ID-cell and Lysocell. It's trading pretty low in my opinion, and stock market is ignoring it, and I think it's a really good opportunity for a long-term investor. I think it needs to be trading, in my opinion, like an $80 area. But it's trading very low, like in the 60, basically, just recently it was like very low, like under 50, but right now it's trading around $60, and I think it's still on a pullback is a really good opportunity to get in long term into this company. And another pharmaceutical company that I like is Astrazeneca. Stock symbol AZN. Like BMY, I think it's undervalued, even though it had a huge run. So in general, I think they need to come down a little bit, even though I think at these prices they're undervalued, but they will definitely need to come down for me to buy it. And they won in 2018 like 23 regulatory approvals in the areas of like cancer, cardiovascular, kidney diseases, and others. And they said to deliver more data results in the next 12 months. So they actually provided update on their operations recently, and they didn't revise any guidance due to this pandemic. So they're very confident in their business, but it's trading very high, and Wall Street gives it a pretty high valuation, and deservedly so. But for me to get in, it needs to be around at least $50. But I am very interested in this company, considering how many things they had approved by FDA recently. Okay. Another company that's trading pretty low, in my opinion, is Bank of America. Okay, so Bank of America is the bank that's been deleveraging its portfolio since 2008 crisis, and actually their CEO Brian Moynihan said that the consumer spending is starting to recover, and spending starting to grow. So the amount of capital they generate, even without interest rates, with interest rates being so low, is pretty significant, with the help of Fed. And this is one of the banks, I think they're trading like close to book value, or even below book value. And this is one of the banks that I'm very interested in. And people are talking about JP Morgan, and I think Bank of America is a lot more attractive in this environment than JP Morgan. So Bank of America is the stock out of the banking stocks, is my pick, and I'd like to get in on this, especially considering that the stocks will come down probably today because the futures are trading lower, and maybe close to like $22 is a good buy for Bank of America because they came down a lot. Okay, so the next stock I want to discuss is MRAM and Manufacturing Holdings. Okay, so MRAM provided an update on their operations recently, and they're a provider of driveline and drivetrain components for cars. You know, like for turning transmissions and basically a plumbing work for a car. They're providing those components, and they actually reported 20 cents adjusted per share versus 8 cents expected, and update on the liquidity levels was very encouraging, and they received 2 awards for its electric components, one of them in China, and very interesting company located in Detroit, and I think as auto manufacturing and actually car sales started to increase, this company will benefit tremendously, I think, from this. So a smaller company trading at $5.96 had a big run on Friday, so maybe it can come down today and you can buy it. Stock symbol AXL. Okay, another company that I like to keep track of is Everspin Technologies, MRAM. Okay, so also a smaller company, and it's a semiconductor developing toggle MRAM, and it's getting traction actually. MRAM design reached its wins. MRAM design wins reached its new high recently. That's what the company said, almost double from last year, and it's getting a lot of traction. So I would keep an eye on this company because even though they didn't provide a very good update on their business operation, I think there was like a mixed earnings bag, but in general had a big run on Friday. But if it comes down a little bit, I would be interested in MRAM in general. Okay, so I have to talk about Tesla because Tesla had some news, because Elon Musk was tweeting whole weekend about how he was basically pissed off about the Alameda County, I think, or Fremont, healthcare officials, because they did not allow him to reopen his factories, and threatening to sue, threatening to take out the manufacturer to other areas of the country, like Nevada, and I think they actually the officials are caving a little bit to Elon, because it's going to be a big loss if they took out a factory from Fremont, California, into somewhere else like Nevada again. So I think I'm expecting this factory to reopen very soon, and stock is trading lower as everything is trading lower this morning, and I think it could be a good opportunity to get into the stock, because I think Tesla is the future of this industry, and I would like to buy it even closer to mid 700s, but even in this area under 800, it's not a bad buy, because it's not that this company is going to go significantly lower. It's the future of the industry, and I think Tesla is a buy, in my opinion. Okay, Beyond Meat. So Beyond Meat is a technically driven trade at this point, okay, because I am watching this area of 135, and 135 is the resistance area for Beyond Meat, and I think it's trading a little bit too high because RSI is like around 75, and if it broke out of this 135 area, it could go higher, but I'm expecting actually a pullback and consolidation in the lower 120s area before it can break out again. So I will be watching during the week Beyond Meat of a pullback and consolidation, and maybe it could be an interesting trade for Beyond Meat. Okay, thanks. Actually, an interesting thing of the Shopify. Shopify is also trading very high, and I think it could come down. You see this red line I wrote, this is like 660 area, so if it comes down to 660 area, I think it's a resistance area, and that could be an interesting buy. Okay, so another company that I wanted to give you is Cardinal Health. Cardinal Health reported really good numbers. Drug distributor, EPS beat by 19 cents, revenue beat. Business reported increased the volume related to this pandemic. I mean, it expects a negative effect on the next quarter, but in general, very good numbers from Cardinal Health, and people are very excited about this. It's trading pretty low, in my opinion, and I think it could be a good opportunity to get in at these prices, even at $54. I mean, if it comes down a little bit, that could be a really good buy. Okay, that's it, guys. That's a wrap for the day. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the like button. I'll see you Thursday.